That's a vibe. On a vibe, yeah. That's a vibe. Yeah. That's a vibe. It's a vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is OneDan here. You are joining us on It's a Vibe. I got my lovely co-hosts in the house. Prince Evad, what up?
How are you guys? Thanks for having me back.
And we got Boss herself. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. So, on today's episode of It's a Vibe, and before I begin, thank you to our first subscribers, all of you guys. But if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's a vibe, spelled VIBEEEEE. 5 E's. All right? Don't forget that. It's a vibe, 5 E. Or you can listen to us on any streaming podcast apps. Right? We're there. So, today's topic, we're talking about letting go. Letting go. There's so much forms of letting go, and people deal with it differently. To me, before I let my other co-hosts speak, I think letting go evolves with your maturity. That's the first thing. How you deal with a certain situation when it happens, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, or anything else that happens to you. How do you do it with maturity and not get to a different level? So, let's go. My co-host is Boss. What do you do, or can you give some insights of how you let go?
You first letting go sometimes is like you already letting go of people, depending on how long you've been in that relationship. But sometimes you just have to wish people well and keep it moving. You know, everything is not meant to be held on to. So it's more so like it's not easy, but it's something that you gotta do. You know, you start breaking off everything, you start not going certain places, and you look at it and it's just like, okay, what next? And everything, we just forget that why we holding on to it. Can't help anybody that don't want to be helped, so we gotta leave them alone.
Prince Evad?
So I could piggyback off of Boss Lady, but I tend to struggle with this. So like, it's almost like, I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I'm going to be for real. Like, I recently just like lost a friendship, or it's just put on pause. And it's not me that I'm not ready to let go. Like you said, it's like that ability to know that, you know, there's nothing else of coming back. So I definitely feel like the amount of years that you put into it, the circumstance, what led to it. Like, you know, some people don't talk about the circumstance, like how bad it was. There's some very petty, like, crap that people, and like friendships over or relationships, but was it really that deep, like, that you want to like end it? But I definitely think it's the maturity level, like you said. I definitely think it's about the time that you put in. And I agree with Boss. Sometimes you just need to start cutting ties, because if you don't, you're gonna like hurt yourself. So I agree with Boss, and I also agree with you.
So, bad breakups. I think, and we're still on the topic of letting go. It's a vibe. Hello, welcome guys, if you just joined us. Bad breakups. Like, I've had probably 3 or 4 relationships within the last 13 years. And they've been long relationships where, you know, I've had that bond with the person. And I'm a person that love easily. And I think it's for a lot of reasons why I love easily. But one thing I know is I'm only child. So once I meet people, I'm always welcoming. And I click on their vibes right away. But that then F's me over later on in life, or later on down the road when I'm with them, that, you know, whatever the case may be. But bad breakups have always been bad for me, because you're accustomed to certain things. You're accustomed to certain doings. You drive past or you walk past. There's a certain time frame of night. Oh, you know, you're remembering things. What I tend to do the last 2 relationships I've been in, is to keep my mind not thinking about that individual, working a lot, doing things that or making plans of things that I shouldn't be making plans because I know it's not going to either happen, but trying to get my mind off of that. Watching Netflix, I'm not a drinker, so I don't use alcohol or drugs for that remedy. No pun intended, boss lady. But I just work a lot. Get my mind off of the person. Continue working, working. But then there's a thing that happens, when you go in bed and you lay down and you go, oh. So, exactly. So, boss lady, you're paused. You're mute. Why is everybody muted? But anyway, so, yeah. Let's find out what my other co-hosts say. Let me see why they're all muted. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
You're stupid.
How I get let go?
No. I'm just talking about the whole mute situation. Bad breakups. I think it comes with pride. I think my last bad breakup, was more so as you did this to me, you did that to me. How am I going to look if I still communicate with you? So it was like everything gets thrown away. I go down to cleaning out my whole house, making sure I don't find nothing of yours, throwing away things that are similar.
She stages her whole house. She stages it. You gone.
Yes, like I bless my house, everything. And it's just like, if it's a bad breakup, because, sometimes you wish people well and it actually didn't work out between you and them. But if it's a real bad breakup, like fighting, like, it depends on what's being said, what's being done. There is no, I'm going back. I'm not going back to nothing because you done had me looking stupid. Every time, if I got to prove a point to you, every time I see you, then there's no need to be around you. So it's the degree of the bad breakup. If it's physical, they done already probably hit the feeling of caring about them out of you. If it was somebody involved, you just distance yourself from the whole unit of people. And if it was a cheating situation, you don't want to, shame when you first time, shame when you meet second time. So bad breakups is like that. My outlook on it is just let it go and keep going. If it was bad, then it's not met. It's no changing. It's no fixing it. It's no going back to make it better or anything like that.
Evad?
So I agree with Boss Lady. And I like the fact that she said chance one, chance two, because sometimes the circumstance, I'm always thinking about the circumstance because some people don't understand that I get it. You could be caught up in the moment, but it's the circumstance. So I agree with Boss Lady with that. And something that I like that Boss Lady said, and I learned this, it was spiritually, that you're letting go and you're just wishing them the best. Because you know what? Something that I've learned is basically be happy, but be happy far away from me.
That's a fact.
Be happy because I'm not going to wish you bad because you know what? That's blocking your blessing. That's blocking you. Like, I could wish so many people bad right now. And you know what? I had to humble myself and just be like, you know what? Be happy, but just be happy a whole lot away from me. Like, don't.
Right, because you know what they say, when you wish bad on somebody, it's gonna come back to you on the most unexpected. It ain't gonna come, the karma is not gonna come to them. The karma sometimes, God forbid, comes to your loved ones, somebody else. And it's like, oh my God, like I wish, if certain things just don't go together, then we need to remember to stop forcing it. And I know, like OneDan said, he loves easily, and that those are the people that, you gotta let them see their worth a little bit more. Like, let them see why. Like, I'm not saying that he is, but sometimes people that love easily at times can be insecure. So they're gonna keep going back. And why'd you do this? And how can I fix it? And how can I, make this better? And those are the true bad breakups.
I agree with you because some people think that I feel like I'm a hopeless lover. I'm a hopeless believer. I believe in it, but some people take that to their advantage. And like you said, Boss Lady, people may think of that as a weakness, but why can't you think of your weakness as a positive? I love easily. So you know what? If I need that little bit more of a push and of attention, I'm not saying that I deserve it, but that's something about me. And I can't lose that automatically. I can't. So I feel like when people look at you like that and they take advantage of you, I think that they're just wrong. They're wrong. If you love easily, just know that you are opening the ground for everybody to like share that. So I hate people like that. I'm so sorry. Hate is a strong word, but no. If you love easily, you love hard. And I believe in that.
On that note, love is love. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time, ladies. You know we have to take, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take that commercial break. And I hope you got your drink, or if you're jogging and being focused while you listen to It's a Vibe.
That's a vibe. Oh, that's a vibe. And that's a vibe. Yeah, that's a vibe. Oh, it's a vibe. Let me slide. Oh, it's a vibe.
Yes, we are back. It's a Vibe. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. We're back here with Prince Evad, boss, and of course your host with the most, OneDan. How you doing? So, let's talk about. We're talking about letting go. That's the topic that we're talking about, letting go. We talked about bad breakups last segment. We're going to talk about like the time frame of getting back into a relationship. So I'm gonna tell you something experience. I know some of my exes are watching, so shout out to you guys. You have growth. You made me the person I am today, and I thank you. And I thank you broke up with me because I'm now happy. But in that case, I'm going to hell. No, what is the time frame? And with me, what a problem was, like I told you guys, my time span of being in a relationship was about 12 years, and I've been in a relationship ever since. So you can probably do the math and figure out how long each relationship lasted. So to my friends, you guys, Evad and Boss, what is the span of your relationship? Like, you give it like 6 months before you start going on dates? Do you actually wait a week? Are you actually talking to somebody in the midst of, you know, that it's not going to last? Like, what do you guys do? Anyone? Let's go with Prince Evad.
So I just want to throw this out there. I'm going to sound a little silly or a little young and naive, but I don't get broken up with. I don't. They dismiss themselves. And either I help them do that or they do it on their own. But in all honesty, I do feel that everyone needs that grieving period. And, you know, this girl told me one time that every breakup or even relationships with like a friend, you need that time to grieve a little bit, treat it as a breakup. So I definitely think that it is hard. And I keep going back to this and saying that based on the circumstance. And I feel like people just think that, oh, they started looking at somebody, they started talking to somebody, this one didn't stand up for me in this argument, blah, 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 blah. No. You know what? Those are petty. If you cannot sit down, put the right emotion to it, how are you going to be able to know that there is a time frame for you to start talking to a next person? You're going to bring that crap into your next relationship. And not everybody's going to want to deal with your baggage. And I'm just saying that. So me personally, I don't get broken up on. I'm just saying. But I definitely do think people need that grieving time and that everyone has a right to their own. Boss lady?
Everyone definitely has a right to their own. Everyone definitely needs that grieving part. I think some relationships, and it's always going to go back to the situation and the time and so forth. I think some relationships, let's keep it 100. You're either talking to somebody and that helps you when you're ready to get out of it. So there is no in between. You know, some people you wait months and months because you like, you know, having sexual relations is giving yourself to them. So you give time for your body to heal, your soul to heal, everything to heal. I don't know if there's an actual time on it because everything happens so differently, but because I know, like, if I break up with somebody in February and we've been together for this amount of time, so March, you know, tiptoeing on April, I could probably have met my Mr. It. Like, everything that didn't work in my last one can go to, you know, to this one. Like, it's like they're taking the pages out of your book. They already know, so it drives you to it. So do you say to yourself, oh my God, it's been a month, but he's so amazing. Do you pass that up? There we go with those egos again. So it's no time frame, but definitely you always need time for your mind, body, and soul to heal. Whether that is when you're out of the relationship, when you're time in the relationship towards the end, when you know that you're done and what you're completely done. Because you can be with somebody for 4 years and 2 years you were actually done. And a year of that, you're not having no relations with them. So therefore, that's all that you can count that as a year. You know, so it goes flip-flop.
I got a question for a boss lady though. Can I ask her something?
Go ahead. I was gonna ask something too because something she said kind of confused me. But go ahead.
Yeah, like I think we're gonna answer the same thing, like, or ask the same thing. Boss lady, you said that when you're in that relationship and you know, like it's probably about to end, but you talking to somebody already.
That's what I was gonna ask her too.
What's that about? That means it's been done.
So there
you
is no time
healing.
in between. That's why I said. That's why I also said in the beginning. Majority of the times when you are dating somebody, there's no in between, no time in between because you have it. It's no time. That's why I said there's no time on it.
So wait, are we cheating? We cheating right now?
That's what I'm trying to say. Are you condoning cheating?
No, I'm not condoning cheating, but sometimes you drift off.
Okay,
So
I take that. Like we drifted. You just being happy. I'm being happy, just a little far away from you.
Hold on. You telling me you're drifting away because of why? Why were you drifting away?
Because things are not working with the person that you're with.
So why don't you not be honest and say, yo, it's not working out?
Who is really honest? That's what they should do. That's what I have wanted somebody to do when I was with them. But that's in the reality, that's not what they do. Nobody lives their truth. A lot of people don't live their truth. So, like you said, the question was how long after a breakup? Sometimes there is no real breakup. You stop the breakup, but it's no time in between that.
But the question is to you now, again, why not just say to the person, you said no one's really honest. So you're following other people's way of not just saying to the person that you're with, hey, look, it's not working out. Or give
that's what we would want them to say. Shoot, that's what I want.
Okay, but I'm saying about you. If you were in a relationship and you didn't feel like it's going elsewhere, you're gonna start.
Oh no, I can tell. I can tell a person. I definitely, because I try.
Okay, because I'm taking as what you do. Now I'm trying to be in the other guy's shoes right now, and not thinking about your feelings. I'm thinking about his feelings now, because I've been that guy that someone's done that to me, and I'm like, why did you just tell me? Or I gave you pointers. What the fuck? What is pointers? Oh, by telling you that, hey, I like my sheets made up before you go to work. Do laundry. But my work schedule. What's going on with me in my whole habitat. Why are we not combining stuff? Why am I only working on your time? Why are we not combining?
Well, I want to just chime in. Clearly, he feels some type of way because he needs his sheets folded before he goes to work, and he needs to come back and lay down some folded sheets.
Not me.
But
no, not me. The person I was with, they wanted to I left, but they were not even freaking ready to leave. I leave before.
I'm so sorry that your sheets are not, or her sheets are not laid and ironed out with every seam. So when y'all get back home, but you see, this is what I'm trying to preach. It's the circumstance, and you know what? Sometimes the universe does that. Sometimes the universe does this because look, you're not leaving the relationship. You are still there. And the circumstance, again, I keep using that word tonight, the circumstance. What about if we had an apartment together? What about if we had a child together? I know that it sounds wrong, that it looks like cheating, but maybe that person is your coping mechanisms, their voice, the words coming out of their mouth. Maybe that's
probably for the season. You know what I mean? Those reasons don't really they don't really always hold you there. Yeah, I don't condone cheating. It happens. I'm not gonna act like I've never done it. But the average breakup, when the average person, when they break up, they already got their eyes on somebody else. So that's why the grieving time, it's really no grieving time.
And it depends on everybody's situation. I definitely think that, because you know what, if you're in a relationship and you're ready to break up, your eyes on something else, or your mind is somewhere else. So that means you're out already. You're checking out.
Yeah.
So I agree with boss lady. I'm not condoning cheating, but if you're checking out, I'm checking out too.
But you're not telling me there's a time frame.
But that's what we're trying to tell you.
No, I want to
There's
know
not
what you think. I know what she thinks. I want to know what you think the time frame is.
OneDan. You're coming for me. I'm telling you that based on everybody's circumstance and situation, that is when that time frame comes along. I'm pretty sure if I had a baby, if I had an apartment with a lease, that duration ain't gonna happen in 2 to 3 months. That's like a whole year, and I'm going to have to keep going through that. If I was living by myself and blah blah blah, maybe once it was over, I could be out tomorrow. And you know what? Maybe that was my grieving process. I'm already done with this person, and I got somebody else. Don't come for me like that.
What about, I'm not coming for you. This is why we have conversations. It's how the dialogue starts. What about that time of that mental evaluation of yourself to find out what am I doing wrong, or what did I do wrong in that relationship before I continue having conversations or going on these dating apps and talking to all these people? Am I mentally ready for something else? Or does people just say, you know what, I want to fuck buddy. Let me go get me somebody that has a penis or a vagina to suit my needs. Like, should we also have that time in our mentality that whether or not we can do stuff like that?
Should we? Yes. When we're in that situation, or if you been in that situation, or if you see it, no, it doesn't happen that way. What we should do and what actually happens in those moments or those times are definitely a million and one different things. And not everybody, like the average person, when they leave a relationship, their eyes are on somebody else. But then they have other people that are not. They have other people, like I said before, they have to let their mind, body, and soul heal.
I'm glad that boss lady said that, because you know what? I'm trying to play devil's advocate because I believe and I understand people. I get it. We're not feeling the same thing. Your breakup is not going to feel the same to me, and my breakup is definitely not going to feel the same way to you. So being emotionally ready or mentally ready, that depends on the person. What level or extent the breakup occurred and what happened in it, that depends on the person. And like, the reason why I feel so like triggered by this is just for the simple fact that everyone feels different. And I'm not going to, I promise you, the same way that boss lady could have been cheated on, and the way that I've been cheating on, I can't feel what she's feeling. So my mental is not the same way as boss lady. So I'm going to take longer. I'm sorry, but I just felt so triggered.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I've been, like I said, in horrible breakups, but I think because of my mindset and how things were when I was younger, it's either like keep it moving. You know what I mean? My grandmother, and it's so, you know, she's older, of course, and she's told me, like, if something doesn't work out with somebody, go to somebody else. You know, whether, unfortunately, if you're going to that person during the end, or you're over to, you know, but that's why I said, I honestly always coming back to the question, I don't believe, you know, I don't think there's a time. Let me not say I don't believe, because I know what we should do. I don't think there's a grieving time. I don't think I would jump into something. It's like a hand in hand. I wouldn't jump into something a week later, like, you know what I mean? But who's to say if you just meet a friend, you that way?
Okay. But my thing is that at the end of the day, there's something that we're all going to have the similar things to, is that someone is going to be hurt. And no matter if you're the one that got broken up with or whatever the case may be, you're going to feel hurt. So that's all that we can all agree on.
And I'm tired of it being me, so it's definitely going to be the next person.
Someone's going to get hurt. But in that case, we'll be back. It's a vibe. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's the Vibe, OneDan, Boss, and Prince Evad. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share our YouTube page. If you listen to any other us on different platforms, shout out to you guys. Make sure you subscribe as well to all those other platforms and share with a friend. It's a good time to listen, you know, during this time of not knowing what's going on in our world and having a bunch of questions. Sometimes you just want to come out of that element, and It's the Vibe is giving you that. We all are different ages, different backgrounds, but we do have one thing that we agree on is that we are here to get your mind from a different setting. And you ask questions like we ask questions to yourself. And maybe you go back to your friends and have that questions on a hot topic moment, on a girl's night, a boy's night, whatever. But enough of that. Let's continue with hot topic. So we're talking about, topic is letting go. Letting go has so much elements that we were talking about. Now, emotional and revenge sex. Now, this is also going to tie in with cheating. So this is going to be broad. It might be 2 segments. Anyone you guys just say yes or no had emotional sex? Yes.
Yes.
No.
Anyone has had revenge sex? Yes.
No.
No.
Ball. Okay. So, I'm sure everybody knows what those terms mean. Emotional, revenge, maybe it's the same crap. But people tend that when their significant other or the person that they used to talk to, they know that if they make one phone call, someone on the other line is going to be like, "Yo, shoot my shot, come over," or "What time you want me to meet you?" How do you guys feel about that stuff? Like, what do we think about that? You don't have to be involved in it, just your general opinion. Like, is it going to get them to let go of the person that they were with? Well, Boss Lady, let's start with you.
I don't believe in emotional sex, revenge sex. I'd rather not be called that person that someone calls. I've thought about calling people, but not had actually went through with it. I've maybe popped junk here and there, but no. When it comes to sex, it's like a totally different level with me. So I have to be into you, to do that. So if it's not good feelings, my body is not going to connect. If it's a negative feeling, my body is not going to be comfortable with you, nor open up with you. So no revenge sex, no emotional sex for me.
Prince?
So I'm about the whole thing about emotion. Like, I'm very passionate. So if it had to be emotional sex, I do believe that if you're going to do that, if you're going to lay down, it better be emotional. Like, you got to be passionate. But the whole revenge, like, sex idea, I'm not going to lie. I've had people call me before. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's just not something that I believe in. I believe that if you're going to go do it emotionally. And even if you are having revenge sex, you are going to be emotional with it. You know why? Because you're trying to fulfill somebody else, and they're trying to fulfill you because they're in that heat of that moment. So I don't believe in the revenge sex. But I do believe in emotional.
Well, I believe in emotional sex. The revenge sex, yes, I believe in it too. But then I don't believe in it because I think that OneDan 5 years ago would believe in it. OneDan now won't believe in it because of what maturity. I think it's not going to get you anywhere, but having an orgasm if you do have one. It's not going to get the other person to say, "Okay, I want you back," because some people think of eyes for eye, they're going to do the same crap. So it doesn't really matter how it does, but since we're talking about emotional sex, let's talk about cheating on it. We can probably put both together. Have you guys ever been cheated on? Prince Evad?
Like I said earlier, like I said earlier, they don't break up with me. I let them go. So I don't get cheated on because you know what? If that's the case, you're being let go. And we're just going to keep it like that. And for viewers that may know me or may think about me like that, we're just going to keep it like that. Be happy away from me.
Boss?
Yes, I've been cheated on.
You have been cheated on. I've been cheated on too.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling. It's a very feeling of disgust, insecurities. Where did your pride and the ego go? And it's still more, I've been cheated on, and it tiptoes back to no, I didn't go do something for revenge, or I didn't, I don't have makeup sex. Like, I don't believe in all of that. Like, if I want to enjoy every moment. So,
But you know what? Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna come back with more on this topic of cheating and revenge and sex, all that. It's a vibe. Let's go.
If it weren't for the trial, never have the courage to come back to you. For all the time to make a mistake, we got to prepare some hard. I was burning my man while I was burning my man. Something the young girl might not understand. No pain, no pain, no pain, no pain, no pain, no pain.
Welcome back. That was the legendary rest in peace, Miss Betty Wright. She recently died, I believe, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Rest in peace. Beautiful singer. But the reason why we played that song, because we were talking about cheating when we left the last segment, and what is have we been cheating on and how we dealt with it. Now, in that song, Betty Wright, first verse, she basically explained that there's going to be heartache, there's going to be pain. But before all the pain, she was earning her man while learning her man. And it's just something that young ladies don't know about. Now, how does this bring back to us now? What I'm trying to find out from my co-host is when you get cheated on, or when you are being used to get cheated on, because I'm sure we all have been used to be cheated on. We probably just know. How does it feel when you find that out? How do you deal with it? Do you let go of that person, or you just probably or continue having conversations? In my past experience, it has hurt. It's hurt a lot, especially like I told you guys earlier. I love fast, and I let people in fast. And then one thing that stabs me later on is when they abuse that love. And when they abuse that love, and I put all that might in it and all that fight and everything, is like, why was my time wasted? Why was my time wasted when I could have found somebody else to give that time that can respect my time? Put respect on my name, that you were with me. Now, when I find out you cheated on me, I turn to a different angle. I turn an animal. This guy with bright yellow skin turns red and gets mad and wants revenge. But that's OneDan 5 years ago. OneDan now would probably look at it and be like, I'll probably just turn the lights off and go and hide. And Boss Lady and Prince of Evad look like, Dan, you good? Like, leave me alone. But that's how I would deal with it. That's how I feel sometimes. And it hurts that you give all your might into a relationship and someone fucks you over. Now, do I know if I've been used? I think I have. And I think I kind of knew it, and I kind of probably just ignored it. What about you, Prince of Evad?
So it's, you made a lot of really good points, and like I could feel off of you with most of them. The whole being used part, I definitely know that for a fact. And I sounded a little prickish earlier, where I said I don't get cheated on. And you know what? I want to humble myself a little bit because I think it's the right thing to do. I've been used in the sense that, people just use me because they know that, like you, for example, like you're so easy to love and like you're open to letting people in, and that's me too. But where I am right now, I'm learning to let that go. And before, I used to just be all caught up into, I'm like, why am I so weak? Why am I letting this person do that? Why do people see me like this? Are they just taking advantage of that? But you know what? It's not me. That's their demon. They know how to control that. Me, on the other hand, I know how to control me. So maybe when I was 21, 22, I would do some like batshit crazy stuff. But now I've learned how to humble myself. And that's why I had to check myself just now. And I have respect enough for you, OneDan, and Boss Lady. So that's why I'm doing that, and for our audience. So it's like growing pains for me right now. Like I can't fully answer you, but it's growing pains for me.
Okay. Boss Lady, you unmute yourself.
Repeat the question again.
Have you been cheated on? How does it feel to be, if you haven't been cheated on, have you been used to be cheated on?
I have been cheated on. How did I feel? I'm gonna be real honest. I felt less of a person. I felt like, what's wrong with me? Because I know that, referring back to Betty, I'm always trying to earn them while I learn them. Not with everyone, but I feel like if I put a certain amount into you, and this is the agreement that we have with our situation, the titles and everything, and then you step out on me, it's like, oh, like a knife in my heart. Like, we supposed to be together. How could you cheat on me? How could you do this to me? What's wrong with me? Why couldn't you stay? Things like that come apart, and I don't take it and I don't change myself. That don't mean that, I felt lost in myself. Like, what did you not see in me? What didn't I do? Because I'm thinking I'm doing everything. And have I been used to be cheated? What? That last part confused me.
Has somebody used your be cheated on? That means you were the side chick.
Only one time, but I turned out to be the side chick. I didn't originally think I was the side chick, and I couldn't break up with him. We were into it, so that was kind of different.
So let me piggyback to what you just said. You knew, but you were okay with it.
I knew. I didn't. We got together, and then I found out that I was after he was already with someone. So then, yes, I was the side chick.
So did you continue having sex with him?
There was no sex involved. All relationships do not require sex.
Okay. Did you continue having conversations with him after the fact?
We continued everything, but then it wasn't no fun after she found out. Like, after all of that, it was like, no, I don't want to do this no more.
So you didn't have a guilty conscience that you ruined someone's relationship?
No, absolutely not then. That's not this age and time of me. That was then. Back then, no, I didn't. Now I wouldn't cheat on somebody. Now I'm not agreeing to be a side person. I'm one person. I'm strong. I'm me. This is all you're going to get. But when you ask the question, and have we ever, and I'm replying and stuff, yeah, it's talking about before. It was fun then. I was young.
So we probably all agree that cheating on or being told that you're the side person has to do with maturity. And if that's what you agreed to, that's what you agreed to. If that's what you don't want, then you don't want. But the way you respond to certain aspects of letting go, I think we all can conclude it's about maturity.
I agree. And I don't want to feel like I'm not, communicating. But when Boss Lady was sharing that, it brought up something that happened. So it's not like I was not getting cheated on. I'm not gonna pretend I'm that humble, not eat humble pie. But it brought up something that it was, I wouldn't want to consider it a relationship, but it made me feel, and I'm gonna share that with you because it was just I didn't know that I was being used to be to help that person being cheated on. Well, I was like a rebound because I was being used to make somebody jealous. And I didn't find that out until this person did so much mean things to me, hurt me mentally, spiritually, a little bit physically. And I was told, because this person figured out that I was not that type of person to hurt like that. And I was told that, I'm basically, those 3 weeks or 4 weeks that we were together talking and, meeting up, I was basically using you to make somebody jealous that is in love with me, and I'm still in love with them. They were hurting themselves, and they were trying to out their relationship because they were on the down low, and much respect to them. I'm not here to ever blast anyone, but that made me feel, so I know what it is to be that person. And I wanted to humble myself again because
nobody that's ever been cheated on can be like, oh, it's okay, it's cool. Are you kidding me? I remember the first time when I found out that my kid's father was cheating and somebody would bring his name up and I would vomit from the hurt and the pain. Like, I can't believe that, you know, he did this to me. I gave him my all and so forth. Like, nobody is going to be like, you know, and if they are, they're not living their truth. Nobody's going to ever be like, oh, yeah, I was cheating on him, but who cares? Life goes on. No, you're definitely going to look at yourself. And if you don't, and you are okay with it, salute to you. You know, those things don't bother you. But cheating on somebody is like sticking a knife in them.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I have another story. Like, I feel like, Boss Lady, you're bringing it out of me. I feel it. I'm feeling this right now. You know what happened to me? And, you know, I think that some of you guys know that I'm a performer. Like, I love dancing. Like, I've been dancing for a while now. I was at a performance one time. And this person, he does, like, you know, both guys and girls. And he was talking to me, like, we were friends and whatever. Do you know that he had the nerve to have this girl talk to me and calls me? He was like, before I got on stage though, keep that in mind, how this girl like talked to me and was just like, hey, do you know this person? And I was just like, yeah, surprisingly, mind you, I had this person on the phone with me, wishing me good luck. You're going to do fine. You're going to rock the stage, da, da, da. Get off the phone. Well, after finish talking to her on the phone. And I was just like, wait a minute, why did this like random chick come up to me? He basically told her, go over and say hello to that person. So these people, they're using you mentally and they're messing with you. And that person's sick because he knows and she doesn't know that I was there. And, you know, it's sick to know that people think like that. And when you said that you would like feel disgusted, how do you think I felt? I felt disgusted and I had to go on stage and deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not nice.
Now it goes back to, you know, when OneDan played the song. And, you know, me and my days, I think that's what I am currently doing with my mate now. I am making sure that I am earning him while I'm learning him. Like, I do want to know his likes, his dislikes, you know, what his triggers, his non-triggers. I do want to know, you know, places he's wanting to go. I want to know about him. So in return, I can give those things back to him. And when I say give those things back to him, when Father's Day is coming up, I want to give you a box with everything you like. And it's like nothing you're going to be like, oh, shoot, I don't like this. I don't know what this is. You know, I want to go out to eat and it's one of your favorite restaurants because you may like pasta or this or that. Like, I think it's time when you get older, or maybe when you're younger, because I've met some very smart younger ones. And it's basically, you know, you gotta learn them. You gotta date them. You gotta get to know them. And nobody gets to know anybody because they rush into everything. So, you know, I salute her. I salute that verse. I salute the song. I respect it.
I want to just say something about that song because it made me think. And you just said that you don't believe in like rushing into it. And I completely get that. My grandmother used to say something, and may her soul rest in peace.
But before you say that,
mm-hmm.
1 second. We're going to go into commercial real quick and then we'll be right back. It's a vibe.
Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm here with Mr. OneDan and Boss Lady. So just where we left off, I was sharing something about my grandmother. So when we heard that song, it basically said that you are earning your man while learning him. And that goes for a guy and a woman, 2 men, 2 women. My grandmother used to say that, you know, long relationships and all of that. Back in the day, you never had long relationships. Once you started talking, your families agreed, and you started to court. The courting don't happen long. And Boss Lady had said, you know, you don't want to rush into things. They really didn't have a chance to like date and court like that long. So my grandmother used to say that, you know, you're learning and you're earning your man because you have to get married and stuff now, but you're learning while you go. And she always used to say that because long engagements, these like weddings that draw out, like, you know, engagements that last like 6 years, you tend to learn everything. And then when you're in the like friggin' relationship and marriage, you have nothing else to talk about because it's been so prolonged. So that it made my, like, you know, the wheels in my head turn. Like, I referred back to my grandmother, because maybe having like this whole prolonged engagements and stuff like that is not needed. Maybe if you put, you know, your whole self in, you know, you're not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you put your whole self in, maybe it could be bountiful for you. And, you know, some people are like that. And, you know, Boss Lady and I were having a conversation, and she had said, you know, if this relationship is not working for you, her grandmother said, move on right to the next. And I think I agree with Grandma. Move on to the next.
Well, I'm going to chime into that because, respectfully, where is your family from?
Myself?
Your family.
They're from Guyana, the West Indies.
So,
South America.
I don't, your family is different. Everybody's family heritage is different of how they deal with stuff. What I've heard in my background was that a lot of the conversation in those times, they really didn't know. My family didn't know who they were going to marry, right? They remember a lot of people in the Caribbean have all the houses conjoined, or they go to school, whatever. You would have that one boy that would come to the house and talk to my grandmother and say, hey, and then they're like, oh, that's your little boyfriend, you know, stuff like that people do. But eventually in the towns there, the parishes they lived in Jamaica, if your dad was a welder and he had a daughter that was a welder, that's how the conversation came about. That one person would come over, have those drinks, and they'll talk, and then they'll watch you in the corner and say, yes, them two are going to get married when they get older. Yeah. Stuff like that's how the conversations will happen. And I'm just saying how it went back in Jamaica, how my stories were. And you grew up together, so they think in your head, you eventually knew each other in some aspect. But then the real thing came when they got married. So now all the teachings that the mothers and the mothers taught these girls, it was supposed to shine on when they move in their house. Cleaning, cooking, making breakfast, having sex, wearing a certain nightie during sex or during honeymoon. It was all arranged, believe it or not. And conversation like this I had with my elders and people I passed away already, but you know, they used to tell me they used to get certain outfits before they have sex. And I'm not sure if you guys call it nighties in Guyana, but those are what, you know, certain colorful pageant nighties they used to wear and stuff like that. So it's kind of like where we talked about last podcast when we were talking about marriage. Back then, it was culture to have a certain person you were supposed to be with. It wasn't all this like, let me go on this Tinder. Let me see the cutest girl, the cutest boy in school, and that's who I'm going to be with because we both light skin or whatever, or brown skin, dark skin, whatever you want to be. It didn't matter. Back then, there was culture. That's why a lot of the stuff that your grandma could say to you right now, just leaving because not she, but some folks back in then knew that their husbands were cheating, but they stuck with it because that's how they were grown, because that family was told to keep your family strong. You're going to be the person that keeps your family strong. And it's usually the woman that keeps the family strong, not the man. The man's the provider. The woman has to keep everybody intact. Mm-hmm. That's why this is a woman's world, in my opinion. But, Boss Lady, you got something to say about that?
Yeah, like when I was coming up, all I saw was long relationships. Mm-hmm. But my grandmother's a very strong one. So I think it was like, you know, she's one of those, you can't tell me what to do. She might have been the visual outlook on the balance and you see, this is what you see, but this one right here wasn't trying to take that shit. It was like, you know, with her. So that's why with her, it was like she did the ride or die, the stay by your man, the this and this and that. So I think when it got to her instilling in me that you keep going, but I still take the back part of it. I still am that woman that's going to, even though I keep going, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to be the woman. I'm going to be the queen. I'm going to be the one that keeps everything together. I'm going to be the one that takes care of home. But she definitely was that, you know, that get out of here, you know, keep going, and you don't need nobody. But what I saw coming up, and I've said once recently before, long relationships. My 88-year-old aunt, she was with her husband 60-something years. You know what I mean? So it's like, I take that, you know, that don't mean that she said to keep going and I actually did it all the time. You know, that's what she said. But yeah, so it's life.
I just want to come and like clear my grandmother's name a little bit. Her soul. But I feel like no. Like I'm humbling myself. My grandmother was just like your grandma. Like, you know, you take care of home, and Dan, like you did say, like, you know, they are there to keep home together. My grandmother is a very headstrong woman. I definitely like feel like she instilled a lot of value into her daughters, but she also showed them, you know, if it is not good and if you are not happy, healthy, or safe in your relationship, you could move on. She may not have had that choice. Now, when my grandmother did say that, you know, you could, you know, you have this relationship that you're in because it was already prearranged, you know, that's how it happened. It's not like, oh, I randomly just pull a man off the street. Like, oh, you're going to marry this man and done. No, it's not like that. Like, they obviously had to know each other's family, just like back in Jamaica, they had to know, like, you know, they know this family, they know that family, and, you know, they're going to put them two together. So I just wanted to clear that up. But my grandma was definitely that one, just like Boss Lady, you know, keep your head strong.
Well, you know, I'm not, I didn't try to throw jabs at grandma, you know. But what I'm just saying is how culturally everything has changed. Remember we talked about that last podcast, like, and it's so funny, like you just said, Boss Lady, it has changed from stick and be strong, stick by your man, fuck you,
Right?
move on. You know, it's like it's gradually changing. It's like, what's gonna be next? Like, is there gonna be a real marriage like it used to be? Is there gonna be people to stay in marriages for 20 plus years?
I think we are living that generation that they fought for back then. And women like me, I'm stuck because I'm still that older soul. I'm going to take care of home. I'm going to do this. But that generation that we're living right now from whatever years on is like, F him, keep it moving, do what you got to do. It is what it is.
And that,
you know,
and sorry to cut you, but that's what I was saying too last podcast. A lot of people are getting married younger, which happened in the late times as well. I mean, back then too, because people got married because, like we said, they knew the family. They already knew what they were about to walk into. However, how are we teaching this generation to not take marriage in vain and say I'm doing it because it's the it shit at the time, or because my friends are doing it, or because I need to do it because it looks good on a resume? No, we don't do shit like that, because what'll end up happening, you're gonna fuck yourself over 5 to 6, 10 years from now. You're gonna say, shit, I wasted 5 years with this person where I could have had Romeo or I could have had Juliet that I really wanted to be with.
Right.
So and I think it's like, it's horrible. Go ahead.
No, I think, like, I agree, because I was hard on myself years from the time, and I was dealing with people, and I would get with somebody else, and I would think of insecurities and so forth. But I think now it's like, let me remember who I am. Let me remember my worth. Let me remember this, and then go on with the next person, with the next relationship, with my head held high. Now, I may have been with you for 4 years, and you for 7 months, and then did way more for you, with you, to you, you know, together in the 7 months than we did in the 4 years. So the breakups can change you, the lifestyles, and I battle with that. And a lot of my friends, you know, tell me, oh, I'm not coming home to cook no food and do tricks. You know what I mean? You know, so they're saying that, and I'm like, in the back of my head, like, I am gonna do tricks. I am gonna cook the food. You know, you do it this way and you do it that way, because this is the steps of a relationship, a longevity, and so forth. But remember, we spoke about last week too, with the younger marriages, because they're like, oh, if we ain't together after 2 years, this is what's gonna happen.
You know what? I want to piggyback off of both of you, because right now.
Sorry. It's a Vibe commercial. When you pick up, when you come back, it's a Vibe. OneDan.
They want to do that. They want to do that. They want to cut me out.
What?
It's a Vibe. We're back. Prince Evad, you was going to say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Thank you, mister. Thank you. OneDan. Boss lady, that was for me?
Boy, don't do it. You ain't ready for this
That
one.
was for me. Thank you. So, what I wanted to say was, Mr. OneDan, thank you, boss lady. Cheers. What I wanted to say was, I feel like I'm in the middle of all of this. We have OneDan, and then we have boss lady. Because I feel like I'm the median within the group right now. Because
And that's the reason we love you.
bless you. You want to know why? Because look at, I know you're years old, and then whatever Dan is, whatever he is. But
my clap.
What I feel is I definitely feel like I have an older soul. And a lot of people say that about me. Like when we go out, everyone's just like, yo, he's about to turn up 27. Da, da, da. I'm the one that's trying to be almost like the homebody and make sure everybody's good to the extent. And then there's me that wants to be young and wild and crazy. So I feel like relationship wise, where this is going is that I want to have that nurturing value because I get it from my mom. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to help take care of house. I want to help being with that person. I want to keep everybody together. But then there's times like now where I just want to I want to have the 1,000 freaking photo shoots. I want to have the engagement photo shoot. I want to have the proposal photo, whatever everything is. I want the whole 9 yards because if I'm not married and you're wasting my time for 2+ years and you're not doing that, there must be something wrong. So I feel like I'm torn between this because clearly, boss lady, you feel that because you're seasoned, I consider you a very seasoned woman. And Dan, on the other hand, he's getting there. He's seasoned. But I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm torn and I don't know.
And that's what's great because we're always going to bounce different ideas, different situations, different relations, and so forth.
So you see, I feel like I'm old soul and then new soul. I don't know where I fall on the spectrum just yet, but I know I'm right in between y'all.
Best of both worlds.
There you go.
To find your soul, you just gotta be yourself. Simple. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. But before we go, of course we have to play a game. But I just want to shout out to our sponsor, Grace Foods. Please, if you want to have a nice season, I made some jerk chicken last week with Grace jerk season. Pick it up.
Send me some, Grace. I support you, girl. Send me some.
You support Grace? Excuse me. How you doing? On that note, it is time for our lovely game. So, you guys know how we do this. It's called Never Have I Ever.
Oh, look at these questions. Who goes first?
I am going to go first. Then we're going to go ladies next, and then Prince of Odd last. All right? Here we go. Never have I ever licked food off someone. Nope. You don't play with my food. Nobody put food on themselves. I don't know where you're. Not happening. Go.
Never have I ever licked food off of someone. Whipped cream, yes, but food.
Read it. What was the whipped cream?
Just look down at yourself. Next person.
Ooh, I can't top that. I've been fed with their fork. So no, I have not eaten food off of anyone, nor condiments like boss lady, but no. I think that's yucky.
You're welcome.
Right, next one. Here we go. Bless your souls. Never have I ever sent a dirty text to the wrong person. Yup. Woo! In my old job. Jesus Christ. That's all I gotta say. Caused me a lot of headaches. Prince, let's go with Prince of Odd next.
Risque text? No. Screenshots of things, yes, by accident. And then obviously I got caught talking to other people. But risque things, absolutely not. Because you got to be alert.
Boss?
Nah, boss, stay on point, kid. I'm sorry. I'm not sending them to the wrong person, baby.
All right.
I'm talking about memes that talk about wild stuff or oh, I'm about to leave your ass type stuff. But risque things, no.
All right. Never have I ever been kicked out of a bar. I have been kicked out of one bar. This is college days in Long Island. It was actually a gay bar I got kicked out of. It wasn't. I went there to support a friend of mine who was doing poetry night, and it was a bunch of us from the campus, and it was a bunch of us from the campus. I'm not gonna say why, but the issue then was religion, and around that time because September 11th was not far from the year I went into college. After I should say, and people I were with, we went into the bar, and they were not in. I was not accustomed to that environment, and they weren't accustomed. We were all new to that. But what ended up happening was when she went on to perform, a guy that was dressed down as basically a drag queen turned around and was like, oh, to one of my roommates, hey, you're cute. And he went up in there and punched the person. So we're all trying to hold him down to like tell him to stop and whatever, calm down. We got kicked out. So it was really not my fault. But yeah, I've been kicked out. Boss?
I haven't been kicked out of a bar, but I've been kicked out of diners before.
Diners?
Yeah, after clubs, right?
Shout out to Utica and shout out to Flatlands Ave.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn all day. I've been kicked out of those. You know, I was shaking the table before, you know, celebrities were shaking the table, and I, you know, escorted or pushed out. So never a bar, but definitely diners.
What?
Well, I've never. No, because, you know, when I go out, like, I want to carry myself to the best. Like, you never know who's looking at you. How do we know that Prince Charming or Juliet, it's not right there? So I have never been kicked out of a bar. Have I left dramatically? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, no. And I know, and let me tell you something. Y'all may not know this about me, but, like, I've hosted at, like, bars. I've hosted at, like, club events. I've done several things in our community, and I know what it is to be in that environment. And don't go disrespect somebody's place. That's their business. It could be a family business. Don't go disrespect their place.
Cool. All right. Last question. Never have I ever peed in a pool. I'm gonna tell you every freaking place I peed in. I have, and let me tell you, it's the famous amusement parks that we have all probably been to.
Splish Splash.
That
Everyone gets
I
your
didn't say name though, because we won't get no loss.
Oh my God.
Anywhere that everyone is popular, I probably peed in the pool. And we should probably expand this question. Have you peed in the pool after you turn to age 25? Yes.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Prince Evad?
I think that's a shame that you just said that you peed after 25. That's a shame.
I'm being serious, you know.
I have peed in probably an amusement park's pool. Have I ever peed at like a YMCA pool when we were taking lessons? No. Have I ever peed in somebody's personal pool? No. But ew, like after 25, problems. You need depends.
When you turn after 20, when you turn 30, you're gonna see problems. Everything gonna start hurting.
Ew, bye.
Boss lady?
Boss lady can't swim, so that's a no for me. When I'm in there, I'm not even in there for long.
That's me too, boss lady. That's me too.
I don't play with water, so I get in there quick, and going to the bathroom might be my excuse to get away from the pool. No, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. No, I'm sorry.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. It's a vibe, 5 E's. So before we get out of here, parting words. Do we have some parting words from you guys?
2 parting words for me. One is thank you to everyone that has subscribed, comment. We appreciate it. You know, like OneDan said, don't forget to share it. My next one is delete the contact, delete the chat, delete the pictures, move on. It never happened.
So, like Boss Lady, I just want to thank everyone that has joined our platform to watch us, like, you know, and hear us, because I'm so grateful to be doing this during quarantine, because I don't get to talk to a lot of people. And I actually want to leave you guys with something too. So it goes, sometimes it's better to just let things be, let people go. Don't fight for closure. Don't ask for explanations. Don't chase answers. And don't expect people to understand where you're coming from. It's okay. Give yourself that closure and just remember you are enough.
And with my closing words, and since this topic is about letting go, let love go, let love stay. Never let love stand in the way. Have a good night.